All right. Says I have one viewer. Hello. Come right on in. We'll talk about something, even if it's wrong. Aaron Willis. Hey, Dirty Dog Digger. When we going to have that contest? Halloween's over now. I'm doing good, Aaron. A lot of times I see you comment on my videos and live streams. I appreciate that. Every one of them comments or somebody looking at my video, that helps a lot. I'm very grateful for it. Hello, Marie. There's John John. There's Grizz. Hello. I clicked the wrong button. It'll be all right. Okay. There's John John. All right. What have I missed here?
Just now saving my game in live stream.
Okay. Well, no.
Just give me 1 minute.
You take all the minutes you want. We got an extra hour tonight.
That's what I'm talking about. Stop the broadcast. Home. Options. Close application. Okay. Bound. Press mode. Boom.
Well, Grizz, bring enough ice cream for everybody.
There yet. Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut.
Pizza.
And I still got this.
I've been doing one of them bachelor things. Pam left me for the weekend. Hopefully she'll be back Monday.
See this?
I see it. You've been trick or treating.
No. I went to the store. So that's what I've been snacking on. get that off.
Did you ever pour that mountain water in with your ice cream, Grizz?
What?
He said he'd share his mountain water, but not his ice cream. Hello, Maniac Grammy. Maria, Jugs. Hashtag Mob Squad. Are you going to be all right, John?
It's these nerds.
It run to mountain water. I'd say it run the ice cream. Oh, them things sour.
No, it's lemonade wild cherry.
But it's sour.
It makes your mouth water.
I'll tell you what's good with your ice cream, Grizz.
Chocolate syrup.
Kahlua. Have you ever drank it? John?
No.
It's like a coffee liqueur. It is great.
I put on is Smuckers, either Smuckers, chocolate syrup, or just regular fudge.
Okay, Dirty Dog Digger, if you're leaving, I'll check it out tomorrow. Oh, it is. It is, Chris. You just, you got to play with it to get the mixture. Man, that stuff is great. I don't buy it because the sugar content.
Yeah, what's that sugar content?
That would go right to the roof.
What's that sugar?
But you take that Kahlua and you cut it with milk anyhow. I don't know if it's Black Russian or White Russian. That's what they use to make that.
I didn't get it till like about 12 o'clock. I didn't go to bed till 6.
You didn't go to bed until 6 o'clock in the morning?
How was that?
What was your deal?
I don't know. Well, I was watching YouTube videos. And I decided to make another live stream and just watch my YouTube videos the rest of the night.
I've had
I think 12.
I've been having trouble sleeping for some reason. I can sleep fine in recliner, in the daytime.
Let's see if I can do this.
That's probably why I can't sleep at night, because I sleep too much in the daytime.
Ah, boy.
We had that heck of a wind storm the other day, and it blew every leaf it could right up to the back door. So I finally got the leaf blower out and blew them all back into the yard and mowed them up the best I could.
Crisscross applesauce.
Supposed to be windy tomorrow, so we'll see. The ones that didn't get mowed up will probably come right back up to the door.
So I come back down.
I took my skeleton off of the bicycle and put it up. Oh, the wind. Yeah. Marie's back. So you've been having fun doing the premiere? I haven't figured out the issue. I haven't caught one when it comes on.
Oh, people that had to go to your channel and set a reminder.
Well, it's not going to do any good to set a reminder if I'm in there and the recliner asleep, right? Because I won't see it. See, there's an issue there somewhere, and that's it.
Well, we didn't set up Halloween this year. My mom was complaining, "Oh, it's too hot. It's too hot. It was starting to get cold." And saying, "Oh, it's still hot." I was like, "It's cool outside. You like it cool?"
Well, it's not going to get cold where you are you?
It is getting cold. We're getting low 60s, and that is cold.
Well, it's 53 here.
Yeah, you're 10 degrees difference.
Let's see.
It is.
Yes.
And the verdict is 62.
Okay. The computer says it's 49 here. Now, I wouldn't want to go out there and just stand, but I can go out with short sleeve shirt and it's comfortable, for a while. $62.
And here's our
Monday's going to be 87. Wow.
Wednesday is going to be high 88 with low 71. Tuesday, high 85, low 73. Monday, high 87, low 72. And tomorrow's going to be high 82 with low 65. And that's why I got a board standing right in front of my window. I put it in there and cover it up with a blanket. Cover my window with a blanket.
So that it's warmer.
Huh?
Okay, you're going to cover up your window with a blanket. Make it dark or warmer?
Covering my window?
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to block the cold out, but it's just going to make it warm cold. But we still got the AC and I got a fan. During the summer, I like my room cool. But it's winter time, whole different issue.
Well, we keep around 70 degrees, summer and winter. Hello, Brian.
Hi, Ann.
How's come I've got an echo, John John?
Hmm?
Yeah.
He's not big enough to skin yet. Brady.
I don't have any audio here now.
You want your attention.
What's up, Birdie? Yeah, why don't I have audio?
You want you to give him pets.
I don't know if you can hear me, Kim. I ain't got audio. Hey, Brian.
Yes, I can
I don't know
hear.
if anybody can hear me.
I can hear you.
I'm trying to fix this.
I thought you might want him. You can have a little bit of brown in the fur. This little one.
You go here and go like this and you make a wall. But then you'll be able to see all those, that's me when I was in school.
Okay, why can't I hear them then?
No, you just tap on it.
I did.
No, you don't have to do that.
I want to refresh and come back in, Kim.
No.
Okay.
That's me. And Jim has
Well,
all
that was quick.
Okay, now I can hear you.
I don't have any of
Who
those.
is
It's
that?
not very loud, but
Right here.
Peggy. Lacey.
No, I'm that lady in the middle.
I can hear you now.
Shrilla. Tammy Shrilla.
Hello, Marty.
I see
Ouch, they're right.
Patty
Don't
Shepherd.
claw my legs.
Well, right here, there's a girl.
You don't have to be jealous of the bird.
This girl lowered her lane. Was her
What's
child
up, huh?
Dr. A.
Oh, I think you better take her.
Long cover.
I'm not when I'm good.
She wants you.
Depends what.
Hey, you can't just go flying around. Go flying around. No, you can't be late. This one we named Bee Lady. You can't just go flying around, Bee Lady.
There's a girl in here, Mom. I'm going to show you a picture. One's sitting by you.
I don't want to get this done.
They're getting a lot bigger.
Looks like somebody in town.
Pardon?
Who it is?
I said they're getting a lot bigger.
Beside you. And who is that?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't think of her name. I have to Daniel on.
If that's one I'm thinking, she does the same one.
One of our classmates?
If so,
That would be hilarious.
I think she
Here, you want to get back up in the beard? Is that it?
Hello, Joy Sturt. There's Tim's World Hairball.
The guy looks familiar too.
Who?
Oh, right there.
That one is his last name.
Man, I gotta turn the speaker back on. I can't hardly hear. I'm gonna try to mess with the volume where it's coming from and stuff for a bit. Try to
What?
keep.
He is in this area.
No, he lives. He doesn't live here.
The part his family does.
They're Filipino.
I recognize that picture. Face. The kid looks exactly like him.
He's Filipino.
Okay.
He has a son.
Maybe you guys can move further away from the audio so they don't get the feedback through from you.
I'm gonna go get him.
How's that, Kim? Are you getting much feedback from me?
No feedback from you.
Okay, did you get feedback when you talked?
Not yet.
Okay, cool.
Florida Private Adventures. Hello, welcome.
Adventure.
Happy Canadian. Hello.
They just posted a video 21 hours ago.
Who that is, John? Do you?
Huh?
I said I don't know who he is. Do you?
Oh, no, he just posted a video 21 hours ago. Happy Canadian.
Yeah. Well, whoa. Yeah, this one's fat. Heavier.
Yeah, what kind of a nut job would let a chicken sit on a shoulder in his house?
The Happy Canadian got the Happy Canadian live chat going.
A little bit heavier chicken.
Thank you for coming over here.
You got a dog to contend with. Don't just let it bark. No, don't just tell it. You got to contend with it. Cheep, cheep, cheep. Cheep, 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 cheep.
Canadian, we're all doing good. Linden bucket list. We're getting rated. Well, everybody's welcome. Come right on in.
Did you put the water on for me, hon? Asking if Mom put some water on for me.
Okay, Linda, you've now got 49 buses.
Who?
Thank you for coming in. Linda, bucket list journey.
She turned it on. She just turned it on.
Oh, wow. Joy's
Well,
got
I did hit 2,200 today.
What'd you do?
I hit 2,200.
All right. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I've been losing stuff.
Blame YouTube for being down.
Now, what was it? Be down?
YouTube.
You had it.
Because from YouTube being down, it's also going up and down, up and down, up and down, up, down, down.
I've been going down. I probably lost 20 in the last week or so.
To check, see how many subs you lost, go to Social Blade looking for your channel count and go to live sub count. It'll tell you how many subs you gained or lost on a specific date, and it tells you the date.
Okay.
I can show you when I get back to the computer. I just fix me a drink.
It doesn't matter. But I don't know why I'm losing them.
Inactive accounts. I'm telling you, it's going to be inactive accounts or suspended accounts.
Okay. I don't understand what you're saying.
Or at least they're putting people in different age group channels. Oh my fudge balls. Alright, I'm gonna mute for a minute.
Richard Smith. Welcome. There was an echo.
Are you getting an echo now?
I did. Yeah, a little bit, but we can live with it.
I turned it down just a wee bit more. I got the I turned the fan off, so I should be able to hear a little bit better.
Oh,
Why are you sticking your butt in my face?
chicken by chicken.
Thriller time.
Oh,
Trying to
Toilet
whitewash
time.
my beard. It's already white enough.
That's water.
It's thriller time.
That's his water.
Yeah, I need to get some headphones that will plug into a USB port on this thing. But that's kind of on the bottom of the list of the stuff that I need to get.
I've got these Bluetooth headphones,
Mm-hmm.
but the problem of it is I talk loud now. If I put them on, then I can't hear how loud I'm talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So then you start talking louder yet.
Right. And of course, it don't matter tonight because Pam left me for the weekend. So
You
she's
should have.
not-
You should have titled that video that way, like I did. My wife left me, and I'm getting drunk, or something like that.
Look at yourself in the window.
Well, they went out by St. Louis. One of her cousins or something, they're having a sale of the stuff. And she wanted to go, and she took her mother, and I said, go and have a good time.
Yes.
They're going to spend 2 nights in a hotel and probably one night at her mother's on the way back. She said,
That sounds like it'd be fun for them.
She said, I don't know if I'll make it back Sunday night or not. If I'm too tired, I'll just stay at mother's. I said, why don't you? I mean, there's nothing going to happen here that you're going to miss.
Yeah.
I had to deal with it first. The igniter went bad, and he come and fixed it Thursday. And then today, he did it again. So he had to replace it. Box.
There you go.
I don't think I have, Grammy.
It's like a headband.
Grammy's headphone is like a headband.
I believe it'd be too hot for me.
You want Mama?
Thank you, Megan Fox.
And
Hello,
51.
Nichols. No.
It's the edible kind. This is Americana, or mainly. I think it's got a little bit of Bard Rock in it, though.
No, it has a little bit feisty. A little bit, kind of.
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
The color. Hey.
No, though none of our birds out here have white in them. The only white that could have been bred into this would have been the barred rock that we had this summer. There's the Plymouth Rock that we had, the rooster.
You know how little Tammy did. She made it.
Good dog. He's on the
Yeah, go with your dog.
You do it fast.
Yeah, we're all of our chickens. We have Americanas. The brown ones are. I never can't think of the name of them.
No.
And then like Fat Boy, he's part Jersey Giant, but he doesn't have the color marking of the Jersey Giant, but he's part Jersey Giant.
Dad,
Hmm.
you have Easter egg chicken out there too.
Yeah, that's the Americanas that lay the Easter eggers. Good night, Grammy.
Good night, Maniac.
Trail time. I'm only.
Man, I've been trying to get caught up with sleep all day long from hunting season.
24/7.
So you never did get a deer?
Nope, I didn't get one this year. Had a lot of fun trying, but I mean it's not always about the kill. It's just about the serenity of being out in the woods.
That's true.
Now, believe me, I wanted to get a deer, but I mean, I'm not the only one in this area that's reporting a lot less sightings of deer than we've had in the past. Everybody that I know that's been getting deer. Whoa. Or do you want this bird deer?
My uncle.
Hello, Karen, for you.
You better take her.
Hi. No, I can't get her to stop.
Just hold it. But don't squeeze her. It's all right if she gets her out a little bit. If she gets out of your hand and gets up on the floor, she's easy
No,
to
but
catch.
I'm not.
That one's really easy to catch. But yeah, it's
Pour the water.
I'm suspecting that the Canadian wolf has really moved into our area. They've been moving further south and south.
Yeah.
Because there's so much, or has been such an abundance of food. But as they wipe out, decimate the herds like they've done in Idaho, they're moving on out further and further. I don't know whose bright idea it was to bring the Canadian wolf to the United States where we don't have no predators for them. It was really a stupid government deal bringing the Canadian wolf on in, claiming that we didn't have wolves when we were all telling them, yes, we do have wolves. They are an endangered species here. And now the Canadian wolf is going to wipe out the decimation of our native wolf that we had. Yeah, government agency at work again.
That's kind of like the ladybugs. They decided we had to have ladybugs here. And
So they brought in the Japanese beetle.
No, maybe, but we got too many ladybugs. They get in the house and everything else.
That sounds more like, see, a ladybug. I don't remember ever having problems with ladybugs coming in the house, but the Japanese beetle will. And the Japanese beetle will kill the forest.
Okay. Well, we had some Japanese beetle there for a while.
And they look like a ladybug.
Well, they're bigger, aren't they?
No, they're about the same size. At least the ones here.
Well, they come up with these traps that you could catch the Japanese beetles. Well, then we figured out it was drawing them toward your house. Yeah, you'd catch a bunch, but you'd have a bunch more.
Moving into the area, yeah.
So get rid of them traps. Now we don't have them. But we do have some ladybugs once in a while.
Lucky. They're lucky.
Thank you, hon.
She put herself up there. Yeah.
There's Alex.
Hey, Alex. Yeah, next year I'm going to black powder hunt. It's later in the season, which gives me more of a time to scout out, because part of the problem with rifle season here is it's so hot and dry. All the gates are closed, and most of the private timber companies, like where I was going at early in the season, that those gates were all closed, and there was no trespassing. You're not allowed to go on in there when it's fire season. So the first week we completely lost of even being able to get on out there, and for about a week and a half after that, so over half the hunt season we couldn't, it was only walk-in only. So that means that, you only got to go into the surface around the perimeters and stuff. You didn't get to go way on in like 5 or 10 miles like I like to go in to hunt. But that really hindered our hunting capabilities this year. And then we didn't have the time, by the time they opened it up where we could go in there, we didn't really have the time to scout out and find where the deer were at. So that was another huge factor. But next year, I'm going to black powder hunt, and it's in November. So then the weather should not be an issue. At least not too hot of weather. Now it might be snowed on out up there on the path. That's a different deal. At least you can see where the tracks are fresh in the snow. We just saw one guy, a friend of mine came up today. He's got about 30 trees, he said, that he has down on the ground that he's logged. They're 8 footers to 16 footers. And he came up there to see about milling them for him. And I told him that, well, if I milled the logs for him, I wanted, half the wood. And he said, no problem. We got to talking. He's an avid hunter too. And I told him, I said, man, because we were both discussing with the hunting this year with how dry it was, and nobody seeing anything. And that guy usually gets a deer and elk and everything every year. He's a really good hunter. But anyway, I told him that next year, I said, I'm going to get into black powder hunting. He says that's what he usually likes to do anymore, but he didn't turn in for it this year. This is the first year he has a black powder hunter for a long time. And I told him I was going to get into it. He said, well, what type of gun do you want? What size? He said, I have 5 of them. We'll work out a deal. So that's going to be part of the trade for the lumber I want to get a black powder rifle. 50 cal.
Oh, you're going to trade him a black powder?
Yeah, I want to trade some work for a black powder gun. Ooh, that coffee's hot, or that tea's hot.
Oh, you ain't expecting it to be cold.
Look at it be like.
Unless you put ice in it.
Hey, Megan's blog.
Hello, Megan's blog. She
No,
says
it's got to be morning now where she's at.
she's probably in the UK.
I think, if I remember right, Megan's in China.
Oh,
If I remember right.
okay. Yes, I remember her now.
Yeah. Good morning from China. I was right. I thought it was morning, and I thought she was in China. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing black powder hunt next year. I mean, I'd much rather go in the cold, snowy, wet, rainy weather than I hate hunting in the heat.
Julia Trader.
Hey, Julie. Hey, Julie. Hey, Kim, there's the 89.
Beth Railing, her husband's leaving tomorrow to go to Alaska.
What's he doing up there?
He's going there his family lives there. And he's going there to get dental work for a couple weeks. They're paying for it. What? You did? You read it from? It's flying.
Sorry to hear about you.
It's flying.
And I've been doing fine. I just haven't been working very hard.
I'm so stressed.
There's Amber.
Hi, you shake and bake.
There's Mike.
Hello, Mike.
Oh my God!
What?
Beth isn't
Check. And what's up to the people? And the chat just going boom, 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 boom.
I love
Ever saw I put on slow mode?
Well, Mike's only got 45 bucks.
Alex, it says Morrison, not moron. It says Morrison Games.
You're welcome, Mike. Thank you for stopping in.
That's how I was gonna say. Hey, Kim, have you ever thought about putting the channel in slow mode?
It's a big bowl. Okay.
I didn't know it's like that much. Wow. I didn't put that much in.
Oh, for Mike? He got 46 now.
This is the bee lady.
She loves everybody.
She's got the white hair in the front.
So what y'all doing for Thanksgiving?
Well, we'll probably go to her mother's. She's 86.
I'm gonna have
a pillow for that.
Well, I think I'm going to cook a turkey over an open fire is what I'm going to do. If the weather's good enough. If it's nasty and rainy out, then I'm not going to.
I'm gonna have my grandfather come up here, and my cousins gonna move here. I'm gonna try and take them get food after Thanksgiving, because he's leaving after the school year.
Yeah, it's really easy to bake over an open fire. You don't need much. You just need a big kettle to put over the turkey and a big sheet of bark to put over the fire so you don't get the direct flames right on it. Then you get that smoke flavors on in there. Oh man, that's good. I might video it.
Sir?
Mike, that's me. Let me turn my volume down a little bit more. If I turn off my Bluetooth speakers, and that's what's causing the echo. If I turn that off, then I can't hear very well on the voice. So it's a really fine line. If there's still going to be an echo, let me know, and I'll turn my speakers. I'll go down as low as I can.
Oh, Alex was trying to read my shirt.
Pam got on this old house site, and they sent her this shirt for me. Let me show you the back of. Can you read it?
Now you got to turn some more. And you got to squat down. All I can see is your butt.
What happened?
All I see is a phone number.
I still can't see it. You need to bring your shoulders up higher or something. I just take the shirt off and show it to a Jim or Kim.
Did you do the?
Somebody donate.
This old house.
I don't have no idea.
The same as this one right here.
Yeah.
Squares at the bottom of the channel. But anyhow,
let me try this. Okay, let's see if does that still echo that way? Go ahead and say something, you guys.
Test. Didn't seem to be bad.
That's better?
I think.
Okay, cool. That works better for me too. I find that if I just put the speaker right underneath the laptop computer.
But anyhow, they sent me the shirt. They sent me a tape measure. I told you about the tape measure.
Come here, girl. Come here. Come here.
When you're done, you're gonna have to put her in.
Come here.
Come here, girl.
Oh. Okay, there you go.
There's.
Stay there and lie down.
Yeah, you're a good girl.
Oh, you like that? Oh. No, but she was wanting to know.
She likes you.
I like you. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, Aaron said, why do you come to work anymore?
He's mad. Nobody's there for him.
Nobody talks too much.
His problem. Did you say that's your problem?
So how much more do you do, Amber?
Oh.
Amber, have you got any phone calls? I put your number on the bathroom wall at the courthouse.
That's what you did.
I don't know. You can shut that. You need to shut it, not me. Sit over here.
My throat so burns.
Okay, Marie. Don't do
Can we
that.
watch, Amber?
No, we may not watch.
That's going to be pay-per-view.
You aren't being, you're being on.
Oh Lord.
Go get it.
Yeah, you can't. It won't be a tough job. You can't spank the wheeling.
You missed your chance, Amber, when I was trying to show my shirt. But no, Amber, I wouldn't put your phone on the bathroom.
Well, if you got her phone number, give it to me so I can post it on the bathroom here.
Well, didn't you write it down?
Yeah, I got it. I was just kidding.
I did store it.
Yeah, matter of fact, I'll just show you that I got it. I got it on the paste up notes like I showed you. And I'll just paste it in the room just to show you that I got it. No, I won't do that.
Well, good deal, Amber. Beth, you like them. I'd like to go again.
Man, there's one thing about this black powder hunt. I'm going to have to learn all new territory to hunt.
Bye, Julia Trader. Why? What do you got to do different, Chris?
Well, it's see, rifle season is everything west of the Cascade Mountain Range, and I'm in the Cascade Mountain Range. But black powder is sectioned off into it's sectioned off into areas. And basically, the black powder for elk, you know, I mean, like it covers the Unit 19 that I live in. But I think it's Unit 16 is right on the other side of the highway from me, which is like a half a mile away. I usually don't hunt in Unit 16. I just like hunt 19 better. And for black powder deer, I'm only going to be able to hunt on the other side of the highway for black powder deer. So basically here, and I'll show you here in a second here. Let me do this here. I'll give you guys a real good glimpse of where I kind of live out here. See here. So basically, now this blue dot, this is where I'm at. This is where I live at. Now this is Foster Lake here. Then it goes up to the arm of this, you know, this short arm of the river goes up to this is Green Peter Reservoir up here. That's about a mile from me. Yeah, this is Highway 20 here. This is Sweet Home and Foster here on the other side of the lake from me. Yeah, this is this Highway 20. Now, black powder elk covers all of this, you know, on both sides of the highway and everything. So if I back out, a bit, so you can kind of see more of the whole massive terrain.
I know where that is. That looks like 5 miles south of Ulagal.
5 miles south of where?
Ulagal.
I don't know them.
Have
But
you
anyway,
have you ever heard of R.D. Mercer?
no.
Oh, he's a comedian. He's funny.
No, I haven't heard of them. But anyway, basically what it is during rifle season, this ridge right here, I can cut all the way up to here during rifle season, all the way up to Washington, all the way down to California, and all the way to the coast during rifle season. I mean, I can hunt all that. But with black powder, I can only hunt this area down here. Basically, down here and across about like this here, then up to here. And then there's some in the Willamette Valley that I can hunt too. But basically, it's this area here that I can hunt with black powder for deer, which I'm right here. I mean, it's only like a mile from my house to the border, but I rarely get into this country and hunt it, even though it's unpopulated. I just don't know a whole lot about this area, you know, on that side of the highway. And it's harder for me to drive my 6-wheeler. See, where I'm at now, I can drive my 6-wheeler from here, come on out here, and then I come up Poplar's Ridge and I hunt all this area here. Or I come out up my road and go back this back road, then I go up here and I can hunt all this country up in here. Just drive out, leave my house with a 6-wheeler. But taking my little 6-wheeler out on the highway and trying to come up to one of these roads up here, I don't think they would. I don't think they would like that.
Only if you get caught.
Huh?
Only if you get caught.
Yeah, it'd be very likely that I would get caught. So I mean, I'll have to load it up on the trailer and haul it across the highway to wherever I'm going to go in hunting at. But I've got to learn this country, and a lot of these roads that I can get in down low down here, like this here is coming in Wiley Creek up here. No, this is this comes in Wiley Creek, and then this is Whiskey View coming up through here. But a lot of this country is they always leave the gates closed, so that's kind of pointless for me to even go on in. I gotta get up into this high country up in here. You know, basically all this high country is where I'm going to probably end up going to. But I want to have to just learn all new country if I want to switch to black powder.
Now, sometime in January, they have
Pardon?
here. Sometime in January, they have
I'm moving.
I didn't get quite what you get. Sometime in January they had what?
a pistol. A
Pistol hunting?
Pistol.
For hunting or for just shooting?
Here.
We used to be allowed to hunt with a pistol here during rifle season. We could hunt with a pistol with a rifle as long as it was a center fire. But they changed that. They don't. There's no pistols are not allowed for hunting with anymore here.
Okay, but it's when they have it like that,
Pardon?
it's pistol only.
Yeah, And in brushy area, thicker area, that would be handy.
Oh, gee. What? What? Yeah, we can pretty soon. I want to sit here and get warm. I just get warm.
Now I know that black powder, but I don't know if I can do it during shotgun or not.
I'm sorry, but I can't hear you over them talking.
I said I know that we use black powder here, but I don't know if it's the same time as shotgun.
Here, no, it's completely different. Shotgun, we can hunt shotgun with shotguns during rifle season. With a rifled barrel. You know, in other words, we can't. If I remember right, I don't think we can use buckshot. It has to be rifled. You know, use a slug. Yeah.
It's got to be a slug.
It has to be a slug, and we can use that during rifle season, but you can't use it during black powder.
Okay, we don't have rifle. We don't have rifle season here at all.
But what season?
Not in this county. Now, my dad lived in he could use a high-powered rifle.
Mm-hmm. Well, I get in some areas where I could take a 500, 600, 700 yard shot, but I won't shoot anything that far away. First of all, I believe it was just throwing a Hail Mary. You know, 50% of the time you might get it. You know, there's that chance you're going to wound it at that range, and recovery is a lot hard. You know, recovering the deer, even if you get a good clean shot, when you shoot something 500 yards away or 700 yards away, actually walking up and trying to find that critter is a whole different issue. Because when you get close up to it, the terrain looks completely different to you. And so I won't shoot. I won't shoot anything over 150 yards from me.
Now, do you get the deer stand?
Pardon?
Do you use a deer stand?
No. No, I actually do. We actually do hunts. We do drives. It's not worth setting up a deer stand here, in my opinion. I mean, we can set up a deer stand, but here's the deal: you can't set up a deer stand over a feed plot or over a salt lick. Okay, you cannot plant anything to attract deer and hunt from a stand. So it's deer will water in different areas. They'll feed in different areas. So you don't know where they're going to feed, where they're going to water, and where they're going to bed down at. They're a creature of habit, but their creature of habits is constant migration too. And so it's pointless to hunt from a blind or from a tree stand as far as I'm concerned for this area. Now, I mean, it's great if you can hunt over a feed plot, but we're not allowed to do that here. Okay. No, it does make it, in this area, it does make it quite difficult to hunt.
Well, see,
pardon?
The problem with hunting around here, unless you know the people, it's all private land. I mean, we don't have a forest.
Well, I'll show you how much private land is here.
Because they've got everything functioning around here.
We got, let's see here. Let me just back you way on out of here and just kind of show you where I'm at. So you see, I'm basically on the edge of wilderness. I mean, I'm like one of the last houses before you get into the trees out here. You know, this is the Cascade Mountain Range here. This is Eastern Oregon here. This is Western Oregon. You can see that's, what is this? This is about, from here to the top of the pass is about 30 miles, 30, 40 miles up to, you know, as the crow flies up to the top of the pass. But from here all the way over the top of the pass, that's all either national forest or private timber company. And we've got access to all that land to hunt. But during fire season, you know, it closes on up. But I mean, this is even on this side of the path. It's another 20 or 30 miles before you get to Camp Sherman. And Camp Sherman this all actually a great hunt all around here. It's just a little camp, and then you got Sisters here, which is Sisters is where all the yuppies like to go to pretend that they're cowboys. Little tourist town. But yeah, we got all this. I mean, this is a lot of land that a person can hunt, but it's also hard to access. You know, it's there, but it's not easy access. You got to have 4-wheel drive and stuff. Pardon?
Underbrush?
Yeah, well, not just the underbrush and stuff. I mean, it's just steep logging roads that are not well maintained, so you got to have 4-wheel drive to get through there. I mean, this is to give you an idea here. You can't tell it, but on my property, just to kind of give you how steep and rugged this terrain is in, you cannot tell it from this map. And you can't really tell it from any of the videos that I've shown you either, per se, other than the long shots that I show you from time to time. You know, this is the campground, and here's the boat ramp right here across away from me. So I can run my 6-wheeler, pull my boat right down here and back it on in. But just try to zoom on in. Okay, this is the front of my property right here on the road. My property goes from like this here, around here, and then it jogs up around this house here, comes up here, then it goes on up here, roughly. And it goes all the way back to about here. From the front of my property to the back of my property, now mind you, this is 600 feet from here to here. The 600 feet. Okay, in that 600 feet, I have 100 feet of elevation difference on my property. And that's the way this whole country is. It's deep, rugged country. Let's see if we can get let's see where I can get this shot at. Let's see here. Now you're starting to get you're kind of getting a view, bird's eye view of the ground. This is coming out of the park, but I want to back up. Let's see here.
We might get to see Bigfoot.
That's the rest of what I cut. There's still more to be cut.
Trying to figure out where I can get at on here. See if I can get on this road here and see if we can see the. It's kind of like what it looks like from there. I wish you could hold on that view. I don't know how to hold that view that it is showing. Let's see here. Nah, it's gonna see this here is the rocks on the back of my property though. See these great spots right here?
Yeah.
I mean this is the back of my property right here, these rocks. So it's really hard to see. But you can tell me this is flat right up to the road, right up to the main road into my driveway, and then my driveway's got to climb up all the way up on here. And this is just a little hill, you know, and it gets a whole lot steeper. You know, when you get on out to this country here, and when you start looking all up at this country here, you know, this gets really, really rugged and really steep. It looks flat on here, but it ain't flat. Now coming up from my house here, coming up this here, up this river here, to this dam, from here to my place is close to 1,000 feet in elevation to climb. And that's only maybe a mile or two.
Wow. In our area, we're about as flat as we can be. We're kind of in the prairie.
Let me take you down to the road down here. Let's just kind of creep on. Oops, wrong way. Creep on down and get a little bit close on the road. And maybe we can see the difference in the terrain. You can see how it's sloping way on down, pretty steep, coming down both sides down into here to the river. Okay, now we're getting down in between the two ridges. Oh, there you kind of got a quick looky at that. Look-see at that.
That's
Some of the
pretty
stuff
neat
doesn't
how
want to
that
load up.
do that.
But you can see how brushy this country is too. I mean, so and mind you, I get on out there and I hunt the country. You know, I mean, there's a lot of brush to be fought through, and try to find an area where you got some lookies where you can sit for a while and see if there's any deer movement coming on in. And if you don't see anything, after an hour or so, you move on to slowly try to hunt quietly through the brush to another area where you got a clearing to sit out and look. And just because you see the deer here one day does not mean that they're going to be back the next day.
That's true.
But yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful country. I love this country we live in.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be okay.
John left us.
I'll take my little square of dirt I got though.
Pardon?
I said I'll keep my little square piece of dirt I've got.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll keep mine too. You couldn't pay me to live in town. I couldn't handle being around the people.
Oh, I don't have a problem with it.
I'm kind of a recluse.
But what you need to do, don't neighbor. I mean, if the neighbors is out there, lie and go on. But don't be going over because they'll be in your hip pocket every time you go out the door.
I don't go talk to my neighbors here. You know, and I do have a few neighbors. I got one neighbor that lives right at the base of my driveway. I mean, you've seen his little blue house down here. And there's only 3 more between here and out the wilderness. There's like 4 houses out that way between me and them. Out this way, there's nothing for miles and miles. You know, I mean, it's but there's only up the road towards Green Peter Dam. There's only like 4 more houses. But I don't talk to any of them.
I mean, I'm not saying to be rude. Just don't. You know, I just don't.
But I don't even want to see them though. And I got good neighbors. There's nothing wrong with my neighbors. I'm not bad mouthing them at all. I just don't like seeing people. I like the solitude. I don't want to, when I hop in the car and I go somewhere, I don't want to see another vehicle. They freak me out.
No, they don't.
Amber's back. Now, occasionally, the neighbor that we have a driveway between houses, I'll talk to them. But I mean, I don't talk to them every time I go out the door.
Yeah.
If you want to look at her grandchildren, she has 8 grandchildren.
Yeah, I get you drunk, Amber.
It's a couple babies.
Yeah, I don't mind have company when they get drunk and pass out, and then they leave me alone. Oh man, I still haven't seen last week's race. I was going to go over and watch it today, but I would have head on over there tomorrow morning before the first race and watch last week's race first. So I'm going to. It's going to be a double header for me tomorrow.
You want me to tell you who won?
I already know who won last week's race. I couldn't wait another day. So yesterday I went ahead on that NASCAR news and I got caught up on all the dirt. And I loved it. I just felt like I missed a great finish.
I have no idea.
Joey Logano won. He got into Martin Truex's bumper and moved him out of his way for the win. Basically at the finish line.
Crazy. That's what happens. Julia says they stay out of my business and I stay out of theirs.
Yeah.
The only problem I have, preacher lived right across the street, and we quit going. I just I'm just spinning my wheels when I go and listen to him. I don't get nothing out of his sermon.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm when I go and I don't get nothing out of it.
Oh.
He's run off the course of the church. And then he wonders why there's no money.
That don't sound like a good pastor you got there.
No, and not bringing any people in.
Kind of the same trouble with my wife. They got at my wife's church. Nope, there's nothing in that, by the way. It's just straight tea.
Well, Alex, he's not judging you. It's just that he'll just rattle and talk. And next thing I know, I'm asleep.
Well, my biggest deal about going to church is I feel like I'm going to church with a bunch of yuppies, and I don't like being around yuppies.
Well, you're not going for them, are you?
I don't follow a crowd. I just follow people.
I go to the church of John Walton.
Out in the woods?
Yep.
Well, I don't know how to explain it. Used to, you know, right before that echo is terrible.
The echo is?
He'll read a scripture before we take up the money. And then he'll pray, you know, okay, that praying's okay. But after a while, you know, then we'll take up the money and then he'll pray and then he'll read a scripture and then he'll start his preaching. And then 50 minutes later, they think they got to sing again, you know. And church is supposed to be over at 10:30 and he goes until 11 o'clock. Well, that's okay. We got another service coming. Pam, she used to sing, and they turn her mic off so that other guy would be real loud, you know.
Well, I went to church one time here, and nobody else showed up for the sermon. I was the only person there, and the preacher come up to me and he says, "Well," he says, "you're the only one here." He says, should we have this service anyway?" And I said, "Well, as when I go out to feed my cows, if only one shows up, I still go ahead and feed it." He says, "Okay, good enough for me." Well, he got up there and gave his whole sermon. I'll tell you what, it started at 11 o'clock hour and it finished up at like 12:30. And then afterwards, he says, "Well, what do you think? How did I do?" And I said, "Well, you know, when that one cow shows on up, I don't feed it all the feed."
That is a very good illustration. Very good.
I don't even remember where I heard that one at.
I don't know, but that's pretty good.
Okay. Oh, You let the cat in?
Well, you know, you can beat a horse until he dies, but after a while, there's no sense of beating that dead horse.
Yeah.
If he's dead, quit beating on him.
Yep.
But you know, people has tried to tell him. The other preachers has tried to tell him, if you can't catch him in 10 to 15 minutes, you're not going to do it. You need to get to the point in 10 or 15 minutes and shut her down. Because you've lost people after 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, I told you on my car, I sent them a copy of my title. They sent it back to me. No letter, nothing. They just sent the title back.
They sent you the copy of the title back.
Right.
Yeah. Why would they bother sending the copy of the title back?
I don't know. They wanted a copy of it to see if I had a lien on it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they sent me a check. Why didn't they send a copy of the title back then? That don't make sense.
I don't either. Yeah. Now, I would contact the DMV one more time to see by sending that title if maybe they re-registered it themselves now.
It wouldn't do them no good. They don't have the original.
Did you take a picture of the check before you cashed it?
No, I should have.
Because on the back of the check, there might have been something on the back of the check that you're surrendering all rights to the title.
No, it's just normal check.
I know with a lot of business checks, like I had on my business checks, when I'd write a check, I'd have a legal deal written up on the back of the check saying that they're surrendering all rights to lien the work on the signature of this check.
I've got the stub.
Right, but on the back of the check itself, where you sign the back of the check, that
There was nothing there.
Okay.
Not that I know of. Yeah, I usually make a copy, but I messed up. I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I kept this, the check was attached to this, and they sent it UPS. They sent it UPS, next day air. Well, as far as I know, we don't have a landing strip out here in front of the house.
Yeah, I wonder how that worked.
I don't know. But it took them from the 25th. I've already turned my calendar. It took like 5 days. Of course, it run into a weekend. So that's not much for next day.
Oh.
Okay, Amber, why do you have to renew your ID?
I got something to read you here in a second.
Okay, go ahead.
I tried to bring it up. Let's see here. I replied on a comment. This is, how would you like it if a tree snuck? This is on a video where a guy was, fell a tree. Okay, and it's Dr. Morality or whatever. So it says, how would you like it if a tree snuck up behind you and cut your feet off at the ankles?
About my girlfriend.
And so I decided to leave a smart ass comment. I left a comment that says, a tree like that consumes over 500 gallons of water a day. Just think about the food that water could have grown to feed the people. Feed a family, cut down a tree. Okay. So some of the comments I've been getting on this is really, Grizz, this isn't a cartoon. But let's see here. Where was that other one at?
Okay, Amber, are you talking about your tags being an ID?
She's getting their driver's license, and she has an ID card for her ID. Angela has an ID card from the DMV.
I know they're down here somewhere. Unless my comments got removed.
Okay, so Amber, you don't have driver's license?
That's what an ID card is.
I guess my ID is my driver's license.
Yeah, that is. You don't have a driver's license, you have to have an ID card. Angela has it.
Okay, so you don't have driver's license, you just have an ID.
That's what that.
Okay, John, you still got the link if you want to come in. A state ID, okay. John's got that.
Okay, one of the comments I said here was, I see a tree. This person was, there was somebody back here that was saying that he would like to see all loggers killed.
That's wrong.
Let me go back up here.
That's what I need to do.
Hi, John.
Okay. Somebody, the comment got removed, but somebody was saying they'd like to see, the loggers killed stuff. And that trees have feelings too and emotions. And what I was,
Where would you live?
no, that's not it. Second.
Hot fire. Well,
Trees sneak up in time and crush your house and kill you inside. And I see a tree like I see a stalk of corn or wheat, something to harvest and to use. And I don't know what I was referring to, who I was responding to back there. Jessica says, or a backfired and killed the person would make me happy.
That's rude.
And Jessica says to me, she says, the water will just sink into the ground. Lumberjacks make me sick. I said, Jessica, nothing makes me mad, but I do find it annoying when city slickers who never lived in the forest think they know better on how to manage the forest. And
They live in houses. Maybe they need to live on the street.
let's see here. This is where it starts getting exciting. And then I replied to her, I says, what would make me happy is watching you use pine cones for sanitary purposes. And then Craig says, that's a sign of ignorance. You're lacking in definition of the object you are seeing. Some might call you a metaphorically blind. I says, I'm totally flattered that you say that I'm ignorant, since it has been the educated people who screwed up this nation. And Craig says, we weren't talking about a greater concept than mere gang troop. Don't change the subject. Just know what I said. Trees, grass, lichen is alive. It feels in motions, though different than yours. It's still a life form. You are mercilessly buzz hacking at its pelvis to make some burning it for heat and selling it to something or other for some blank damn furniture that could be made with raw materials. It's not that I am against cutting trees, mind you. I only agree cutting dead ones. I like breathing it too. The live ones eat up air pollution for food. There are other benefits to them, living and not dead. Humans are overpopulated greatly. The type of lifestyle must end until such time the population can shrink to 1800 numbers, and that will take extraterrestrial colonization for perfection. And I said to him, what I have seen in the woods, when somebody takes down one tree, the next windstorm takes out 3 more because the protection from the wind is not there. Plus, trying to replace a tree under a canopy of trees, it doesn't work. There's no daylight to get to it. Responsible tree farming is the solution. Every environment has its own circumstances for responsible tree farming. Then I said, as far as the overplanting, as far as the planet being overpopulated, I do agree and would welcome volunteers to be the first to go. Or do you want to be the judge and jury on who has to go? We'll never put I will never put tree life over human life. And he says, I will definitely judge who stays and goes, and no timber farming is not the answer. Trees are alive, so is grass and cockroaches and politicians. But who wants to be killed for the wood? Yes. I got to reply to him now. I was hoping that you would volunteer to sacrifice your life for the good of the planet.
Oh, well, he said don't cut the trees.
Let's see here.
Well, you know, they don't want to cut the trees down, but they want to put down wood, new cabinets, and all that.
Pardon?
I said people don't want to log out the wood, but they want to put down hardwood floors and put in new cabinets. Where do they think that comes from?
Or butt wipes and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, I don't know what these people are thinking. They're ignorant. Yeah, they're ignorant people.
Ask them where they live. Do they live outside? They can't have a roof over their head?
Now, Route 75 going south into Florida, they got pine trees. They planted them so that
But we have more trees here in Oregon since we started tree farming. There's more trees in Oregon than there was, back 100, 150 years ago. That's what these people don't understand. I mean, we got a lot more trees and there's a lot more wildlife because of the tree farming. And yes, there's room for improvement on farming the trees, for nature and all that stuff. There's always room for improvement. But this country is better off with managing the forest than without managing the forest.
And after I started dealing with the wood, I seen how they plant them real close because only the canopy lives and all the limbs will fall off of the tree.
Mm-hmm.
And then the tree will keep getting bigger and it gets rid of a lot of the knots.
And eventually a number of those trees will get choked out too, and they do die. So that thins out, so that the ones that are left can get bigger and bigger. That's
right. Hello, finite world.
Well, yeah, I got a kick out of that guy that trees have emotions and feelings. Like, how do you even respond with a person that believes that?
Oh, I don't know. And like Brian said, the dead tree are diseased. You can't make furniture out of a dead tree. It just won't work.
Well, actually, dead trees, that all depends. Depends on how long they've been dead. Were they standing dead? Were they laying down dead? How long were they laying dead? But actually, dead trees actually makes very beautiful furniture. And it can be much more valuable because a dead tree has before it's rotting and decaying, still has that moisture stains on in it that brings out different colors in there than say a live wood that you cut and milled and put it through the kiln. That's going to be, that looks like new wood, but you take a dead tree and then you mill it. I mean, it's completely different looking wood.
Location.
Alex, apparently the weeping willow does.
Well, a maple tree, when you cut it,
they did it. Yes.
all that sap will run.
Take magnesium and everything else at 9 o'clock.
Brian, the disease trees are very valuable. You take a burrow, for instance, that's a disease. It's something that causes a disease, and that is extremely valuable wood. So yes, disease trees, depending on the disease. Now, if you have just a bug kill that's gone on through and killed it with the disease, and it didn't have time to get the characteristics of growing with the disease for a period of time, then that's a different issue. But you get a disease tree usually lives a long time before it dies off, and that gives a very beautiful characteristics to the wood.
And scratch your belly. Scratch your belly.
Now, in the lumber yard,
Yeah,
most of ours was white pine. And we had some white pine that would have a gray streak in it. And they claimed that that was in a law that had laid out for a long time. I don't know how that works. You talk about beautiful after you cleaned it. That gray in there would stay whatever color you stained it, like a walnut or whatever, and it just popped out, just beautiful wood.
They're right there in the middle. Dude.
Yeah, that invasive pine beetle. It gives us some blue pine wood. We've had the beetle out here for years, but it's mainly we have spots of it. We don't grow much pine, so it doesn't affect us on this side much of the hill. But on the other side, on the other side of the hill, 40 miles that way from me, that's where there's a lot of pine, and they do affect that, especially the lodgepole. Okay, John, take care.
Okay, John.
Give me a kiss. Come on, kiss.
Well, see, it's only 10:05 today. I've already changed my clock.
Oh, okay. I was going to say it's 9:08. I can't change the clock on my computer.
It'll change by itself.
Yeah.
It said 9:08 on my phone.
Yeah, the computer still says 11:08.
Yeah.
11:08 was there.
I can still hear you. I'm going to put some shorts on. I'm getting too hot in here.
I'm very cold.
Yeah, Brian, I went ahead and changed all the clocks that I could.
Oh, time change?
Time change?
Right.
That means your thing is wrong.
I can't change the
Your clock is
computer or myself.
your whole thing is wrong.
Like the Indian said, only the white man cut a foot off of the blanket and put it back up on the top.
Angela, will you take that away from the computer? They don't want to do that.
Maybe is it on?
Yeah, it will, Amber.
Oh,
See, Amber, it doesn't make any difference. I don't have to work till 5 o'clock.
At midnight it changes.
Well, it actually changes at 2 in the morning. And I don't know when the computers will change, but the actual change is 2 a.m.
What was on?
burn the bath when I made a tortilla. I thought I burned.
What did you burn?
I didn't burn anything.
Frying pan?
Just a little bit.
Oh. Come up, girl.
It goes back or
Did you
forward.
burn the water?
Back or forward.
Back. Yeah, she was trying to dehydrate some water. She did a good job of it, but she burned it a little bit.
They're making you feel when you're
Wrong burn on the bath.
what Pam did the other day? She put some eggs on to boil and went in down in the recliner. So I went and I heard something popping and snapping, and I said, "Hey Pam, what about them eggs?" She boiled them eggs dry.
Oh, we've all done something like
I
that.
thought you was going to say she forgot to put the water in.
She might as well.
We've all done that. My mom had the pressure cooker blow up when she was at
Well,
church.
the eggs wasn't any good.
Some eggs or something.
Nah, they wouldn't be, not like that.
It was beans. Oh, the neighbor, can you come over to our house? I think I left something on. She went over there.
Oh, 2 different times it happened with her.
Oh, my.
Once when you were younger, once when she was.
Do you know, Grizz, that if you've got a clock that doesn't run, the time's right 2 times a day?
Yep. Yeah, just like me.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a military clock, it's only right 1 time a day.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Well, I never was in the military, so.
Nah, me neither.
I will. I just have to put my phone in the charger.
We have a different kind of charger.
And by the way, I don't think the time changes at midnight. It's around here. It changes at 2. I believe is how they do it.
That's what they say here,
12 o'clock on my phone.
2 a.m.
12 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like 2 o'clock. They don't do it at midnight.
Now, I don't know when the computers will change.
She said it was midnight. Said on her.
Yeah, I don't think that's right.
Yeah.
Where did my lighter go? I'm constantly losing that thing.
Telling you you don't need one.
Ah, crap. Dang it, I lost my lighter. I'll be right back. I gotta find this thing.
Amber, I'll bet that smelled good, burning them hot dogs.
That's one. One.
I knew it wasn't midnight.
But it's 1 o'clock.
My phone changed before that.
Yeah.
It was last year when I was moving, it was 3 hours before that.
I wonder, can you still call popcorn?
No, you can. You won't get anything.
It used to be popcorn.
That was just down in the Reading area, first of all. This is like when I went up with my 6-wheeler and couldn't find my lighter.
Well, you know, when you did that, you said country boy 5. I thought you
What's that here? What's that?
were going to take the spark plug wire out, make it go through there and light it.
I love you.
Yeah, I could have done that, but I wasn't that desperate. Now, if I had been up camping, you know, because I mean, that was only like a few hundred yards away from the house. I mean, I could go back and get a lighter if I get that desperate. But if I was up camping up here in 15, 20 miles out of the wilderness, yeah, that's probably what I would do.
I've heard of people doing that. You need to get you one of them cigarette lighters. put on your six-wheeler.
Yeah, well, it has the plug-in.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
My car, I took the cigarette lighter out. I don't know where it went to. Of course, I don't know.
See, that's one thing I thought was going to be cool is it has a cigarette lighter in it. So I thought, okay, well, I'll just be able to plug my my chargers on in for my phones, my laptop, computer, different stuff. So if I'm going out, or the camera or whatever. Well, it doesn't hold the plug-ins in. It kicks them on out. You have to manually hold it all the way in, otherwise it'll spring back.
Huh.
So I think it's designed for a regular cigarette lighter that pops them on out. I don't think it's made to use to plug this in. So I got to check into that, see what's up with it.
Well, a cigarette lighter is designed to, when it gets hot, that metal splits apart. It shouldn't be getting hot just for a plug, for a charger or something. I don't know why that would pop out like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
The stuff that I plug in to out there in my car, it doesn't kick out.
No, yeah, when we plug it into our car, it doesn't kick out either. But in the six-wheeler, it was kicking out.
Huh. You need to switch it out.
Yeah, either switch it on out or do something. But I want to find out if it's designed that way for a reason. Maybe it's not made to put out this type of amperage that it's drawing.
No. It worked. The first time you used it worked. It popped out. It depends on the charger.
That might be right. Finite world. It's 12:30 for him.
Yeah, I didn't ask him how he's liking his new job.
Oh, did he start?
I don't know. I thought he did, but I haven't heard him say one way or the other on it. You jump on out of there like a Mexican jumping bean, huh, Julie?
Well, see, we got a GPS that we plug into the cigarette lighter, and it doesn't pop out.
You know how accurate those GPS are?
Do what now?
You know how accurate those GPS are? When I go out in the woods, and I hit the GPS to ping where I'm at, it usually places me when I'm on the road, it places me about 200 yards out in the brush.
Huh.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, there's this deal where you're supposed to take the phone in order to get it locked in. You got to swing it in a figure 8 motion to get it all censored on in or something, whatever. I've done that and then checked to see, to ping where I'm at with GPS, and it still puts me 600 yards out in the brush. But that's close enough because all I'm trying to do is ping in, to mark mark a spot where I want to come back to hunt through. So if I come in on one logging road here, I'll mark the GPS where I want to come on out at, and then I'll drive up to the other upper logging road up above you know, and then I can see, but based on GPS, you know, where I'm at, and basically how far it is through for the hunt, so I know how long it's going to take. And then it's all downhill hunt for me instead of trying to hunt uphill for it.
Oh, you gotta go first.
So now you're doing this on your phone, right?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah, I turned everything off on the phone, so all I'm using is the GPS. I'm not using the phone. I can't get text or nothing else. I turned all that off, you know, so when I'm out hunting, ain't nobody going to bother me.
I don't blame you on that. Now, this is what I've got because I don't have phone.
Oh, you've been watching. This thing is blinking. I want to.
Can you see the picture in that?
Wait.
Uh-huh.
That's at Twin Peaks. That's a bar restaurant. The girls kind of wear tidy tight shorts.
So is that just a camera or is that
Oh, it's a GPS.
it's a GPS? Okay.
You can't do anything with it other than that. But it's you have issues every once in a while. But I bought the lifetime update
Uh-huh.
and see, I got this picture that shows up when you turn it on.
It's so smoky in here.
Them girls like to have the picture.
Fire Night World, she's painting her house. I assume it's the inside of her house that she's painting this time of day. Well, I know one thing. Even with the new time change coming on in and the clock's falling back and everything, I ain't going to make it to midnight. I think
I'm not trying to either.
I'm probably going to get up here in probably another 10 or 15 minutes. I'm getting pretty tired.
When she's talking about painting, this one guy, I'll try to do this nicely. He was out talking to one of the ladies of the night, and he said, "How much is it?" He said, "I'll give you $100 if you do what I want you to do." She said, "Okay." So he said he give her $100 to get in. So he drove up to his house. He said, I want you to paint my house.
Yeah.
You probably heard that, haven't you?
Yeah, I heard a little bit different. I heard it that the old guy was staring at the lady of the night. He was just gawking at her and stuff. And she comes up to him. She says, "I'll do anything that you want for $100." And he says, "All right." He hands her $100 and she says, "Okay, what do you want me to do?" He says, "I want you to paint my house."
Like that one guy said, "I want you to paint my porch." They come back and he said, "Oh, by the way, that's not a porch." He painted his car instead of his front porch.
Oh, geez. Yeah, they thought Porsche.
Yeah. It's a Porsche.
He must have had a Porsche, and they painted his. He wanted his Porsche painted, not his Porsche.
Right.
That would have made it.
Well, you know, the thing about painting the walls and stuff, you got things hanging on the wall. You got to take all the screws out. You know, it's a challenge.
I like a good old air lesson. Just shoot over all that stuff. Windows and all.
Yeah, you can do that, I guess.
What? I don't like saying that. I'm tired of saying that.
But in this room, I've got this test sitting here with all this equipment on top of it. And I got it. I may not pronounce this right. I made an wall for the TV. And of course, I don't use it that much, but you know, I had VCRs and all that. Well, I hardwired a plug-in in the bottom so I could plug everything inside the cabinet. So, see, you'd have to unwire all that to move it. It just wouldn't be fun to move all that stuff.
Hey, Finite World. So since that fire, she switched on over to battery operated vibrators.
Oh, brother, you are dirty-minded.
What's that? What? Don't you massage your neck with a vibrator?
Oh.
You guys are the dirty-minded ones.
No, I wasn't. Because it's usually you're dirty-minded. We know he usually is. Is my turn? Yeah. Movies that have weird phrases in it. I don't know what that means.
I hope she was off painting and didn't hear that. Oh, she did hear it.
You heard it.
Oh, I forgot to turn my camera back on. Oh well. Not that there's anything to see.
Well, Amber, what color are you painting it? Pink?
Fire engine red, sky blue. About 15 years ago, I built a house down in Springfield. It wasn't a full-blown custom. It was just it was a small custom home, only about 3,500 square foot. But they painted the whole inside of their house, the walls, the ceilings, everything, charcoal black. A few walls here and there where they put in like a gunmetal gray. I mean, I thought, oh man, this is going to be bad. And I gave them a bad time about their choice of colors. They invited me into the house after they got all moved on in. Showed me the inside of the house. It looked cool. It was very relaxing, very peaceful. You didn't feel like you were. I thought it was going to be like going into the monster's house, or something of that nature. It was really cool looking on in there. I mean, very modern, not something that I would go for, but it still had that very relaxing, peaceful serenity feeling on in there. It was just really cool. Oh, that Kill White will cover up real good with the next fire, Amber.
Yeah.
It's eggshell white, it's not white.
Hurry up and light another one.
Yeah. Be glamorous.
There's all kinds of shades of white.
Pardon?
There's all kinds of shades of white.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I think I want to crash. I'm having a hard time keeping my eyes open.
Okay, Grizz.
We'll catch you later, Kim.
Okay, Grizz. Everybody on the panel, I think I'm going to shut it down too.
Good night. Good
Thanks
night.
everybody for coming. Good night, Grizz. Good night, John Boy.
Good night, Marianne.
All right. May the peace and the power of the Lord be with you. Goodbye.